What up, Knicks fans? You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. With the trade deadline just a couple of weeks away on February 9th, and the trade rumors surrounding the Knicks being so much talked about, I wanted to do a video if I was the general manager, which would be the perfect trade deadline for the New York Knicks. I'm going to be honest, I don't think the Knicks are going to make a blockbuster trade. I don't think they're going out and making a trade for a big guy and including a lot of first-round picks. I think that trade is going to come more so in the offseason when the Knicks have a more clear understanding of where they're going down the line. So I have two trades and a free agency signing that I would execute if I was the general manager for the Knicks. We'll break that down and we'll tell you what the perfect NBA trade deadline is for New York. But I think it's key to remember what the Knicks have in the treasure chest of assets. If they did want to make a big-time trade, they have plenty of first-round picks to do it. They got 4 potentially in 2023. We'll talk about those protections in a second. They have a first-round pick in 2024, 2 in 2025, their own, and the Milwaukee Bucks first-round pick. You got 11 first-round picks in the next 7 years. So if Leon Rose and the Knicks decide they want to go out and trade for Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan or OG Anunoby or someone else that's going to be available, they can do it. I don't think they will, and I wouldn't if I was a general manager, but these deals I am going to make, I think it puts the Knicks as a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. The 2023 picks. You own the Mavericks, which is top 10 protected. You own the Pistons, which is top 18 protected, which, to be honest with you, is most likely going to turn into second-round picks sooner or later. The Wizards pick is top 14 protected. This has a chance. This isn't going to convey for quite some time. I do want to let you guys know that we are going to be live on the channel for the NBA trade deadline. And if the Knicks make a move prior to that, we're going to be going live also. No spot on YouTube that covers the Knicks is going to keep you updated like we are here on the channel. Non-stop Knicks news and rumors videos all year long. Go down right now, hit that sub button, sub for Knicks Dubs. Let's frickin' go. My goal for the trade deadline as Marshall Green is now the general manager for the New York Knicks. I'd love to get a star. I'd love to get a scorer. I'd love to make this team more flashy and get a big-time player. I don't think that's possible right now. So my goal is more shooting and perimeter defense and more depth on this team because I don't know if the Knicks can continue to trot out Miles McBride in these 7- and 8-man rotations and keep everybody healthy for that playoff run. So more shooting and perimeter defense. And Boston Nick, this is for you. Josh Richardson, Hoops Hype and Michael Scotto reported that Richardson will be available in a trade for a second-round pick. Well, good thing for the Knicks, they have a plethora of second-round picks to go out and get a guy like Josh Richardson who can come off the bench, play next to Emmanuel quickly, be a great on-ball defender, and be a guy that can score as well as knock down shots from the perimeter. So far this season, and 23 minutes per game for Jay Rich, he's having a damn good year. 11.5 points per game, 3.2 assists. He can create a little bit off the dribble for others. Can slide in that point guard off the bench if you need him to, but I like him more at that off-ball spot. 2.5 rebounds, but he's also a very efficient player, and that's why I'm focused on a guy like Jay Rich. 44.5% from the field, 37% from 3. He can catch and shoot it. He can knock down threes. He can create. He can score inside the arc, and he'd be an elite perimeter defender to have come off the bench. Playing next to a guy like Emmanuel quickly, you'd have 2 backcourt guards on your roster that come off the bench that are plus defenders. If it's only going to take a second-round pick, I'm making this trade tonight if I am Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose. And I also want to say this. I made these moves under the impression that Tom Thibodeau is going to be the coach for at least this year. So I decided to get guys that I think Tom Thibodeau would like to have on their team and would give them minutes. Not a guy like Cam Reddish, who is clearly not a Tom Thibodeau guy. If all it's going to take is a second-round pick, you just got to match the salary. Derrick Rose, he's on an expiring deal. Josh Richardson, he's got 2 years left. So you're actually helping the Spurs get off of Richardson's money by giving them Derrick Rose in an expiring deal and a second-round pick. I'll ask you, would you make this deal? I know a lot of people are saying, why are we trading Derrick Rose? It's because he's collecting DMPs and he's not playing on this team at the moment. So you're really trading salary and a second-round pick for a guy that can give you 15 to 20 minutes off the bench in Josh Richardson and very productive minutes. Let me know. Would you make this trade? Type A for accept, D for decline. Let me know in the comments. And we're going to get to my other trades coming up in a second. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Athletic Greens. Shout out to Athletic Greens for sponsoring today's Knicks Now video. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health, which is something that I need. I start the day with making one great choice, AG1, and more healthy decisions then follow. Covering my nutritional bases for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. Pretty good, if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. It's a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Promotes gut health, supports immunity, and boosts energy. I promise you're going to love it. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. I know Isaiah Hartenstein. I said it yesterday. If you're watching the game on Tuesday, where the Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in MSG, Isaiah Hartenstein, I said, deserved the game ball. What he did on the defensive end late in that game, blocking Donovan Mitchell a couple times at the rim, had some big rebounds, had a put-back dunk on a missed Jalen Brunson layup. I loved what he did. But I think it's fair to say that the Knicks have not gotten the most out of Hartenstein. Go back to what he did with the Clippers. He was their second unit guy. He was a point center for them at some points. They ran the offense through him. He was a guy that could create it for others. That's not what he's doing right now for the New York Knicks. They're not asking him to do that. I don't know if he is a long-term fit for this team. Mark Stein reported that the Clippers are interested in trading for Hartenstein, the guy that they had on their roster and let go in NBA free agency. So I went and took a look at what the Clippers have on their roster and would make sense for a trade for Isaiah Hartenstein, and I couldn't take my eyes off Terance Mann, a guy that's coming off the bench for them. Look at this Clippers roster. They are loaded at the wing spot with Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Robert Covington, Morris, as well as Luke Kennard. Then there's Terance Mann, a guy this year that's giving you 9 points per game, 3.5 assists, 2 rebounds, 51+% from the field, and 37% from downtown. I love Terance Mann as a prospect, and I truly believe that this is a guy with more minutes, could be a great player in the NBA. He could be a guy that could be a switch in and switch out for Quentin Grimes. He's very athletic, he plays great defense, and he knocks down three-point shots. If you're able to get him on this roster and you have him come off the bench as your backup small forward, that is a great addition for this team. It's going to cost something to get something like a guy like Terance Mann. So what about this trade? Terance Mann and Robert Covington to the Knicks, while the Clippers receive Isaiah Hartenstein, Cam Reddish, and a first-round pick that comes from the Detroit Pistons. You might say, why on earth are we giving up a first-round pick? Remember, that first-round pick from Detroit is protected until 2024. That is top 18 protected, meaning if it falls from pick 1 to 17, that pick's going to stay with Detroit. In 2025, it's protected 1 through 13, and then in 2026, it's 1 through 11, and then it's 1 through 9 in 2027, and then in 2028, it's 2 second-round picks. The earliest that pick's going to convey is in 2025. So you're essentially giving up a pick that's not going to convey for a while. Cam Reddish, he's not going to play anymore for the Knicks. Him and Tom Thibodeau have clearly gotten something where a beef is brewing. Stephon Bondi said he wasn't comfortable reporting on the spat between Reddish and Thibodeau, but he did report it by saying that. So you give up Hartenstein, Reddish, and that very heavily first-round protected pick for a guy like Robert Covington, who come off the bench, be your backup 4, play a little bit of small ball 5, help Obi Toppin, and Terance Mann, who I think can play the 2 and the 3. I would love this trade. Adding Terance Mann and Josh Richardson, you become a much better team from 3, a much better team on the perimeter defensive side of the ball, and you become much deeper. We're going to get to more moves in a second, but first, I'm going to be honest. All the real ones watching right now, I am pretty upset. We had a Chat Sports comment challenge on a previous video this week. And of all the channels here at Chat Sports, our Bears channel, Raiders channel, Broncos, Dolphins, Lakers, Warriors, the Knicks finished absolutely last in the comments challenge. I got a nice message from my boss and said, "Yo, Marsh, what the hell are you doing? Why are you not getting any comments? Why every other channel is?" And I told him I don't know. I guess the real ones took the day off from watching the video. So I am officially calling out all the real ones right now watching this video. Don't let me down. I don't want to get yelled at by my boss anymore. If you're a real one, help me out. Comment real one down in the comments section. Whoever does it the most on today's show, I'm going to give you a shout out on our next video on the channel. When you go back and look at that last trade, yes, the Knicks traded Isaiah Hartenstein. Still have Mitchell Robinson, who's still dealing with a little bit of an injury, so he's going to be back in 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe this trade happens right before the deadline and Robinson comes back. But either way, you're going to need another center on this roster. I don't think I want to trade for one. What about signing DeMarcus Cousins to a 10-day contract? See if he's still got some juice. See if he can give you something off the bench. Start Jericho. Let DeMarcus Cousins be that backup center for a week or two until Mitchell Robinson is back. And I think that would be perfectly fine. Gives you a little bit more of a scoring burst off the bench with a guy like Boogie, who last year with the Denver Nuggets was a solid player. In 2021 and 2022, he gave you 9 points per game, almost 6 rebounds, 46% from the field. Wasn't very efficient from downtown, but you at least have to respect when Boogie is out there shooting 30%. Boogie's not a long-term option for this team. That's why I said a 10-day contract. You really only sign him until Mitchell Robinson is able to come back healthy. Because to be honest with you, I want Jericho Sims getting a lot of minutes off the bench, and a guy like Robert Covington could play some small ball 5 off the bench as well. He's done that for the Clippers time and time again. So this could be a potential Knicks roster following the NBA trade deadline. Look how much better your bench is. You didn't improve the starting lineup at all, but you didn't really give up any draft ammunition. Sure, you gave up a first-round pick, but that pick, it ain't going to convey for a couple of years, and it's eventually probably the earliest it will convey is 2026. Knicks need to get better right now. Imagine a bench unit of Emmanuel Quickley, Josh Richardson, Terance Mann, Obi Toppin, and Jericho Sims. That is a deep basketball team. And Richardson, Mann, Covington, they're all Tom Thibodeau guys. He is going to play them. They do what Tom Thibodeau wants. Heart, defense, intensity, and three-point shooting. So this is what it would look like. A Knicks perfect trade deadline. The players coming in: Terance Mann, Josh Richardson, Robert Covington. Then you sign a guy like DeMarcus Cousins. While the players leaving, Derrick Rose, he ain't playing. Cam Reddish, he ain't playing. The only player you're giving up that plays minutes is Isaiah Hartenstein. Yes, you gave up a second-round pick. Yes, you gave up a phony-ass first-round pick. But at the end of the day, I think these trades, adding Terance Mann, Josh Richardson, and Robert Covington, give the Knicks a chance to legitimately be a top 6 team in the East. And I promise you, that's a team that could win a first-round matchup. I gave you my perfect trade deadline. Sure, we could have traded for OG. Sure, we could have traded for Zach LaVine. Sure, we could have traded for DeMar DeRozan. I'm not sure that's the best thing for the Knicks right now, but this is your chance to yell at me in the comments section. What is the one move you want the Knicks to make at the trade deadline? Sound off in the comments section. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in to Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We're going to keep you updated better than any other YouTube channel out there that covers the Knicks throughout the NBA season. Another way you can stay up to date is by following me over on Twitter. Give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. And everyone that follows me from this video, I'm going to follow you back. Just DM me perfect trade deadline so I know that you came from this video.